It is Wednesday, time for another episode of the Draw Along Show. Thank you for joining me, your host, Kyle T. Webster, and I'm glad you're all here. I hope you're all doing fine out there. Wherever you are, let us know in the chat where you're joining us from. We have folks all over the world who like to tune into this show, and it's so cool to see where people are when they are getting ready to do some all ages, all skill levels drawing. Okay, so as I announced on Twitter, today is the second to last episode of the Draw Along Show. Tomorrow is the final episode. We've done over 160 or 170 episodes of this show. I can't keep track anymore, but they're all going to be available over on YouTube for if your viewing pleasure, if you want to watch back some of your favorite things to draw. And I want to thank all of you for being here and for following along on this really long run we've had for this show. Let's say hi to some folks who are here joining me at be.net/Adobe Live. That's behance.net/Adobe Live if you're interested in chatting with me, Kyle Webster, the host. You can tell me what to draw at the end of the show. You can ask me questions during the show. And there's also a great community of folks here who are watching and participating. If you're watching over on YouTube or Twitter, that's fine too. But I can't see what you're saying. All right, so what's up, Ruth and Valdair? Nice to see you. And Fabio, hello. And Sam and Afroha and Biola and Umacorn, nice to see you as well. And Steve, and I see Michael is here. Oh my gosh, so many folks. I'm trying to keep up. Cryo is here. And Bliss, hey, how's it going? No, I'm not coming back for this show next year. I will be coming back for multiple other shows. If you watched my master classes, those will continue. I have a brand new show that's going to be coming out next year called Let's Go Fresco, which is going to be a really fun project-based show where I will tackle some drawing and illustration projects for you in Adobe Fresco. So you can look for that as well. I will also continue to do my brush hour show. And that's going to be every other Wednesday. And I have a French language drawing show, Dessinons Ensemble, which is really fun. That happens on the other alternating Wednesdays. So there you go. Okay. How's it going? Yes, I see. Oh, well, sorry. I'm sorry, folks, that the Draw Along Show has to come to an end. But it was originally started because of the pandemic and because kids were at home and didn't have art education in their lives at the moment. We started the show about 2 years ago with this in mind of keeping them engaged with the arts. And as kids have gone back to school and so on, the need for the Draw Along Show has gone away. And so I'm going to shift and pivot to something else. But I want to thank all of you for being here and enjoying it with me. Now, hope you're all taking care of yourselves. Hope everything's going well. It's getting snowy out there. It's getting cold in a lot of parts of the world, depending on where you live. The temperatures are dropping here. And I read something in the news which was pretty weird. I want to ask you all about it. Did you hear about this snowman vampire that was going around? Yeah, he was giving everybody frostbite. Of course, the jokes don't get better just because it's the penultimate show. Come on, folks. That's not how this show works. Now, let's get to the art. Let's get to the drawing. We got to get to it. To do these drawings, you need something to draw with. Could be a pencil, a pen, a marker, a crayon, or it could be a nice lamppost that you just yanked out of the ground, and make sure that the electrical cords are disconnected from it so you don't hurt yourself. And you can dip that in some mud, and you can draw all over the driveway. Whatever you like, up to you. All right, let's get serious now. There are three things everybody has to be able to do when they do these drawings, and I know you can. They are a straight line, a zigzag, and a curvilinear line. There's an S curve for you. It could be a C curve, whatever you like. Today's drawing is going to be a subject with a simplified background. So we're not just drawing a subject, we're drawing a subject and a little background, and it's going to be seasonal. So why don't we get right to it? Like many of our drawings, this starts with a line that just goes like that. Okay, we're just drawing straight across. Kyle, how long is that line? If you're thinking about centimeters, I would say it's about 3 centimeters. If you're thinking about drawing in inches, I would say it's about 1.25 inches, something along those lines. Okay, so not too long. Want to keep these drawings manageable. You don't want to do these really, really, really huge because, of course, the straighter the line, the harder it is to draw at that size. But when I say draw a straight line, don't sweat it. Don't panic. It doesn't have to be perfectly straight. Your drawing's going to turn out great regardless. Just want to make sure everybody knows that. Now, from here, zoom in so you can really see what I'm doing. I'm going to inch my way in this way, and I'm going to draw a line that comes out, okay? So, slight angle to it comes up like that, all right? Look how long that line is compared to the first line. Definitely not as long, okay? Same thing on this side. We're doing a little bit of symmetry action. We do this very often in the Draw Along Show. And then we just want to close that off like that. And that's the beginning of our drawing. There you go. Okay, while we're at it, drawing these horizontal lines, let's draw a line right there. Okay, now notice that's not in the middle, it's below. It's about 1/3 of the way up of the total height of what we have drawn thus far. Now I want you to look at this line and that line. And I want you to imagine that you are going to mirror them. So if this line here is a mirror, I'm going to take this line, I'm going to flip it and draw it down that way. Okay, like that. Ba-bum. Same on this side. Okay, make sure you do plenty of sound effects when you draw. It's very important when you do this. If you don't, the drawings will never turn out as well as you want them to. That's not true. Okay, now we're going to cut back in, but we're not going to draw a line as long. Cut back in and stop right there. Okay, so far so good. Hope you're all following along. From here, we are going to do a line that passes across. Okay, it's not going to be perfectly horizontal. Note, not horizontal. Okay, comes across and it goes down to about here. Now, I'm going to stop just when I get past where this line stopped. Check it out. Down I go and I stop right about there. Check out that angle. Try and get something close to it, but it does not have to be identical. As usual, plenty of leeway here with these drawings. Same with this one. I'm going to start here and I'm going to cut across this way. Okay, but I'm going to start just a little outside of that line like that. See how it just kind of bumps out there? Probably push this one out just a notch as well. That'll help. All right, I'm going to take this line, I'm going to extend it just a bit because I want it to come out further than where that line started. All right, and then I'm going to do this. Drop that down. Okay, see how this one kind of goes a little further out? This is great. You can always extend it just a little bit, right? So you're not stuck. And here I'm going to go like that. And I'm going to pass back up this way. Okay, if you want to give yourself something to aim for, it can be a little notch like that. Sometimes I do that. I'll give myself a little target. I could hit that first over here if I want, and then come up and join it. Okay, or I could start by just drawing up that way and then carrying over. Either way is fine. And then from here, I'm going to angle out at an angle that is not the same as this. It's going to be more extreme. Check it out. It's going to angle out like that. Okay, and then on this side, same deal. I'm going to come all the way out like that. So far, so good. Now I want you to imagine this line, okay, that we drew right here is going to come down and stop about here, and then it's going to come down this way. And I go like so. All right, everybody good with that? And then I'm going to do this. Look at the width there. I want to kind of match that. So I'm going to come down like that. And in between, I'm going to go 1 and 2. All right. And then here, peeking out from behind this line, I'm going to come here shorter. And I'm going to do another line like this. And I'm going to go 1 and 2. Okay. I think we all know where this is going, don't we? Right about here, okay? Slightly lower than about 1/3 of the way down from the top to here. From this line to that line, we're going to go like this. And another one over here. Okay. And then here comes a zigzag. 1 and 2. With a little curvilinear line right there. Okay. I just noticed something. I made that nose way off center. So you can do that if you like, but I'm actually going to erase and start it there. I want that curvilinear line to be a bit more in the center of the face. And 1 and 2. See that? Nice little carrot for the nose. And guess what? We have a snowman. Simple as that. But we're going to dress this up a little bit with a background. Let's dress it up. So to do so, I want to start about here, okay? And I'm just going to do a little curvilinear line like that. And I'm going to echo that over on this side, like that, okay? And no, he doesn't have wings. It's not what's going on here, but you shall see what we do. From here, I'm going to draw a line up, okay? Just past where we break right there, okay? Check it out. Up we go, and we stop about there, all right? So it didn't quite make it up to the brim of the hat, did it? Now from the bottom, I'm just going to do this. I do these little curving lines. See that? And I just keep on going. And when I get close to the top, the last one, I just do a little smaller like that. There we have a nice pine tree. And to make things interesting on the other side, rather than draw another pine tree the same side palm tree, we do this instead. Watch, we go like this. We do a short line here and an even shorter line here. Okay, this one could be a little longer. And then I go small and then big and big. Okay, about the same distance between each little set here of branches. And then here I just go 1 and a 2, like that. So now we have 2 over here and 1 over here, and they're balanced because this one is bigger. And between these two up here, I just do a little circle like that, and that can be like our sun. And there you have it. You have a snowman in a winter setting. Lovely. See how easy that is? See how easy that is? Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's draw. What's up, Andrew? Nice of you to hang out with us. The one and only Andrew Hockradell. Hope I'm saying your name correctly. I always wonder about your last name. It's such a cool name. Christelle, thanks for watching my streams in French. I greatly appreciate it, and I apologize for my French, which is getting better every couple of weeks. Harry says, I think I'm going to have to redo this one here. No problem. That's the great thing. You can watch these back anytime and go step by step, and no issues there. No problemo. Are you ready for a little art tip? Let me bring up my art tip today, okay? Let's take a look at this. Here's today's art tip. You may be wondering, well, why am I looking at this sort of still life tabletop situation? Today's art tip, what I want to talk to you about is composing a picture with multiple objects, okay, and trying to make it interesting for the eye. And I want to point out a couple of things that work so that you could be thinking about this in your own compositions, all right? Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm just going to knock this back in opacity, all right? And then I'm going to draw over it with my dark blue here, all right? First thing I want to point out is how you group things and how you overlap. So grouping and overlapping, all right? That's the first thing. I want you to notice this area over here. Now, what makes this work and what makes it interesting is this. I'm basically getting a shape like this all together as a silhouette. That's that group that I'm looking at of those objects. Now I can contrast that with the way this group looks. Make sure I include that cloth. See, that's a connecting element right there. And of course we have all this business right here. All right. There's another group right there. Okay. 2 different shapes. They're very different from one another. Now, if I come down here, I've got this standalone object here. If you want, you could even include this in that second group right there. We could probably do that, and I think we should. There we go. And we have another little standalone right there. And in many ways, this is a standalone as well, this shape. So let's look at what we've done. We have one big shape here that's very irregular. We have another shape here that is irregular, but it's smaller than this shape. Then we have these 3 other elements that are all different shapes and sizes that are going to give us a nice triangle here, right? So I can go from here to here to here, and I keep having to pass through the middle of my drawing to see those 3 individual little shapes. And then I can really explore these nice groupings here and here. All right, so grouping and overlapping things is very, very important for making the composition work, making it sing. I want you to just notice, here, I'll do this actually to the left of it. Look at the difference if I were to do this. I say, okay, here's my little flower vase, blah, 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 blah. And I make all the flowers like the same. It's like a big symmetrical kind of a thing, okay? Then I say, okay, I'll put a little bowl here with the fruit in it. Then I'm gonna put a bottle here. Then I'm gonna put like a candle here. And I'm gonna put this, you know, chocolate tray here. Oh, and I'll put the bread here. Okay? And there's my picture. Look at the difference. Separate object, separate object, separate object, separate object, separate object. There's no way for me to go from one to the other and to naturally connect them with my eye. The shapes become individual silhouettes. Okay, they're all isolated against the white space of the tablecloth or the tabletop. And this is in no way as interesting as what we have over here. So overlapping changing the size of things, changing the shape of things, right? And grouping them in such a way that you create that kind of variety is key, all right? Very importante. All right, now let's look at one more thing that I want to point out, and that is moving the eye. So notice this object here, okay? It is moving back and forth like this. It's a straight shot. Now, I could have put this chocolate tray here. Problem with that is then they are two parallel objects roughly the same size, and that repetition is not as interesting. And so I choose instead to take this other, rectangular shape, and I change the angle of it, rotate it, so that we have one thing going this way, one thing going that way, okay? Now what's cool about this is that because of perspective, this is leading my eye in, I can go here and then I can turn this way because these straight lines are going to guide me. Here we go. Now I have this area to play with, okay? Look at this little guys directing me towards, hey, don't forget this, the vase. Now when I come up in here and I explore all this business, notice how I chose one flower to come out this way. What's it doing? That curve, okay, is helping me go, okay, payoff, here's the nice flower, but I can continue moving into this area, okay? And this gives me another thing that connects me to the picture. All right. And as I come down from here, I can come right back to this passage or whatever. I can come and remember these isolated objects are good too, because I can say, oh, I missed that over there. Let me check that out. Oh, there's another one over there. Right. So these are the things I want you to consider. I've done a lot of work with composition on my illustration masterclass. It's a 4-part series you can watch if you want to know some more. But check that out. I think it's good to know this stuff. I think it's very valuable. And I wanted to do a little info on that for you today. So I hope you enjoyed that. Well, it's time for the old animal and activity game, which everybody loves. And so, of course, we need to get to that straight away. Pardon me. Sorry, I know time is short, but we still have to do Appreciation Station. This is very important. Appreciation Station today. Today we're appreciating our good friend Michael Snyder. Thank you for watching the show, Michael. We appreciate you being here. Do you remember that time we were painting a mural in that palace in Monaco? And I was so nervous that my hand was shaking. Oh, and the line art was shaky, shaky, shaky. And I was freaking out. I said, oh, they're never going to pay us for this job. And you said, Kyle, I've got a great idea. We're going to make that shaky line art the whole vocabulary, the style, the defining style of the illustration that we're doing for this mural. And I said, do you think that'll work? Yeah. No, don't worry. We did it. And the client came around and they said, holy cow, this looks unlike any of the other murals that my rich friends have. And I think it's totally spectacular. And so that led to us then doing a series of paintings called the Caffeine Compositions. If you remember those, we went up on auction in the fine art market. We made a fortune with those. Brilliant idea, Michael. Well done. And thank you for saving the day there. And we also really made a lot of money with those paintings. So hope you spent it well or saved it wisely. And now we're going to get to the old animal and activity game. Now you have to suggest for me an animal doing something funny, strange, weird, bizarre, unexpected, and I will draw it for you in the time we have remaining, which is not much. So we gotta make it work. Now, in the past, we have drawn things such as an alligator on a pogo stick, or Frankenstein's monster with a present. These are some seasonal ones we've done recently. See, we have a reindeer throwing horseshoes. We've done a moose singing carols. You get the idea. So it is time for you in the chat to suggest for me what we're going to draw today, and I will draw it for you in about 6 or 7 minutes because that's how the game is played. So I'm going to warm up with my light blue here, and that looks good. I'm ready to go, and all I await now is your brilliant suggestions. Let's see what we have today. Michael, glad you enjoyed that, and I'm glad you saved the day there at in that mural job. Thank you for that. Steve says, a chipmunk eating a huge ham sandwich. How about that? I didn't know chipmunks liked ham. Biola says, a reindeer with a lollipop. Now, we did just draw a reindeer last week, Biola, so I'm going to have to pass on the reindeer, although I do like that idea. Ruth, a bunny rabbit doing acrobatics on a porcupine. So I guess the bunny rabbit is riding the porcupine, and the porcupine and the rabbit are somehow tumbling around. Something like that. Interesting, although I think it would hurt to ride a porcupine. Do you not think so? Bouncing back for a second to the chipmunk eating a huge ham sandwich. I'm curious about that one. Am I missing a pun there? That's the question. Am I missing a pun? I don't know. All right, keep them coming. Let's see what else we can get here. Although I'm leaning right now towards the bunny rabbit, because I'm thinking more, if it's okay with you, me doing something like they're a team of acrobats. Okay, not sure. The only reason also I'm straying from the chipmunk, Steve, is because I had such a hard time drawing chipmunks and not making them look like other rodents. They're a little tricky. But I could do it. Let's see. Chipmunk, bunny rabbit. I've only got about 5 or 6 minutes left, so I guess I'm going to go for the chipmunk. Here we go. All right, chipmunk. It's just calling on sort of my knowledge of chipmunks based on cartoons, you know? That's what I usually do anyway for almost all of these animals. I base them on what I know about cartoons. It's usually how I learn to draw anything. All right, so chipmunk is holding a dagwood, we'd call that. I don't know if anybody out there is old enough to know what I mean by that. Anybody? Any takers on dagwood? Gosh, I'm dating myself. Now, chipmunks have small tails. I know that. By the way, who out there has chipmunks where you live? We have a little family of chipmunks that lives on our property. They're pretty cute. They do get in the herb garden, but whatever. Small price to pay for looking out the window and seeing cute stuff. So I guess I'm okay with that. All right, here's this ham sandwich with some lettuce sticking out, maybe some tomato, maybe some cheese. His eyes look enormous. He's so excited, but I'm going to make them a little smaller there because I like to show that little sort of stripe on the head, or what is it in Chip and Dale, that cartoon, they have sort of an open face like that, and then there's like a stripe going down their backs or something like that. Am I getting that right? Can't remember. Something like that. All right, let's knock it back. And let's see what I can do. Darker blue. Gotcha. And here we go. Little chipmunk nose. And here comes that sandwich. There's our little chipmunk hand. Cute little chipmunk foot. Another little chipmunk foot. Oh, and then we're gonna do this with the bread and all the other stuff that goes in there. Stuff falling out. It's too big. Hard to manage this sandwich. There's too much stuff in it. Put the other little hand just peeking out there. And then we have the little Some kind of little stripe there going down the middle, if I remember correctly. Am I getting that right? Cute little chipmunk ears. And down we go. And there's that little tail right there. Little chipmunk tail. That has a little stripe on it too, doesn't it? He's surprised at how big this sandwich is. And he says, oh, delicious. I love it. Chipmunk eating a ham sandwich. Voila. There you go, gang. Well, we made it once again. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching the Draw It Long Show today. Tomorrow, another episode, the last one, so come and hang out for that. Same time, same place. In the meantime, please take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Remember to be kind, and I will say ciao for now.